Welcome back, Mama, to week 8 of our week-by-week prenatal yoga series. You're now in month 2. Congratulations for that. Now, last week I mentioned that your baby had doubled in size from the week before, and it's still growing super fast. Basically, all of the facial features have begun to develop, as well as all of the essential organs are now developing. Your little one's heart is now beating at about 150 to 170 beats per minute, which is about twice as fast as your own. As for you, it doesn't look like you're showing it, but it probably feels like you're gonna be showing really soon. You might be feeling really bloated. Everything from week 6 and 7 is probably also feeling more intense. If you've been experiencing nausea or morning sickness, you'll likely be continuing to experience that through week 8, maybe even more intensely. I personally have experienced a lot of dizziness through my week 8 and 9. I have a little bit of low blood pressure, and that influences the dizziness. If you ever stand up too quickly and then you feel like lightheaded, maybe some of your vision starts getting a little fuzzy, you've got to hold on to something so you feel a lot more grounded. So today's practice is going to be focused on grounding and centering our energy, so that if we ever feel a sense of off balance or dizziness, which can also be coupled with the nausea, you're able to root back down and feel a lot better. You don't need a yoga mat this time, though I do recommend you have a journal, not just for the yoga practice, but start journaling the foods that you're eating, the foods that you're craving, and every single symptom that you've been feeling throughout your pregnancy, because so much is changing within your body, within your energies, and it's really good to document all of these things so that you can start to recognize patterns, or maybe where you're lacking on a certain kind of nutrient, where you're lacking on a certain kind of activity. What could you be doing better to benefit your body, your brain, and your baby's health? With that being said, let's get started. Find a comfortable place outside where you can take off your shoes and feel the earth with your feet. This will enable a deeper connection between your mind, your body, and the ground beneath you, creating more clarity within the mind and balance within the body. We're going to begin by folding forward, hinging at the hips. You can take this opportunity to tie your hair back, or just allow the head to surrender to the heart, relaxing the head, neck, and shoulders. Legs are slightly bent, just hanging in a ragdoll, letting all of the blood rush to the head. Arms are relaxed, and the hands are resting gently on the ground. Begin to sway your body side to side, starting slow, moving as you breathe, feeling into your hips and hamstrings, and breathing fresh oxygenated blood into your head, circulating the blood throughout the whole body. Find any movement that feels good to you. Feel free to open your legs a little wider, or to rock your head and neck side to side, letting everything surrender. On an inhale, straighten the legs and trace your fingertips up the tops of your shins, coming up into a flat back, pulling the shoulders back and away from the ears, and the crown of the head leading forward. Take a deep breath here. And on an exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward into a forward fold, legs stay straight. Grab what you can and pull your chest into your thighs, relaxing the head and neck down. On an inhale, bring your awareness to where you feel the stretch. And on an exhale, see if you can come a little bit further, relaxing deeper. Take another full breath here. On an inhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, open the toes out a little bit wider. Sink the booty down. We'll come into a frog squat. Inhale, look up to the ceiling or sky, feeling an opening in the low back as your whole spine arches forward. Full breath here. And on an exhale, straighten the legs, lifting the hips back up into a forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, slowly stacking one vertebrae at a time. Bring your hands up overhead. Touch your palms together for a gentle back bend. Exhale, open the arms out, diving down, hinging at the hips into another forward fold. Pull the chest into the thighs, straight legs. And on an inhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, and dip down again into a frog squat. Inhaling, looking up, opening the low back. Exhale, straighten the legs, lift with the hips, forward fold. And on an inhale, rise up again. Keep inhaling as the arms rise all the way. Palms touch overhead, gentle back bend. And last one, exhale, hinge at the hips, swooping down into a forward fold. Pulling your chest into your thighs. Inhale, bend the knees, dipping down into a frog squat. Looking up, feeling the opening in the low back. And on an exhale, press into the ground, straighten the legs, lift the hips, forward fold. Keep the legs as straight as you can and grab what you can. Then on an inhale, rise up to a standing position. Lift the arms all the way up, palms touch overhead for one more back bend. And exhale, hands sweep down. Remain in a standing position. Inhale, lift up with the arms again. As your hands come up to meet, grab onto your right wrist. Exhale, stretching over down to the left side for a crescent moon. As you inhale, pull that upper shoulder blade back, looking up to the ceiling or sky. Exhale a little further down. Let's inhale, come back up to center and switch sides. Grab onto your left wrist, side angle stretch to the right. Inhale, pull that upper shoulder blade back. Exhale a little further down. Then inhale back up to center, and we'll do this again. Switching sides. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, see if you can relax a little further. Inhaling back up and switching sides once again. Use the exhale to relax. Inhale to direct awareness. And inhale to rise. Look up to the hands and exhale, draw the energy down and through your center. To complete the spinal warm-up, we'll do a twist. Begin twisting from your core and just relax your arms and hands such that they flop along your sides. Keep the movement supple and gentle. Twisting up through your chest and shoulders, neck and head. Even giving the eyes a twist here. See how far you can look behind you. And notice any differences. Notice any sensations as you're moving from one side to the other. Shifting awareness from right to left. Note the connection you're still maintaining with your feet anchored into the ground. Bring it back to center and feel the rebound. Feeling into the earth. Feeling stable, supported, centered, and balanced. Next, we'll get into the neck. So exhale and drop your head down to the left side by your shoulder. Keep exhaling and lower your head down in front, bringing it around to the other side. Inhaling, Then exhale, drop it down again, bringing it over to the other side, making a half circle shape as we exhale down and inhale up to each shoulder. Note if there's any particular place in the neck that feels like it could use a little extra stretch or extra attention, give that to yourself. Just remember to breathe deeply, exhaling to release tension. On this next inhale, circle your head all the way around, keeping the shoulders pulling away from the ears and the crown of the head pulling away from the shoulders, as to not compress any of the vertebrae in the neck. Keep the crown of the head lifting, moving at your own pace. Let's reverse direction, exploring all of the sensations in the neck, giving yourself that space in any extra areas that need a little extra attention. And let's spiral our circles smaller and smaller until we come back to a straight spine, head lifted. Put your hands on your hips. We'll get into the hips now, pressing them to one side and forward on an inhale, over to the other side, and exhale, press your hips back. Circling around, noting any sensations in the hips as you move from one side to the other. Continue breathing deeply as you move, using your exhale to release tension. Inhale to bring awareness to where that tension needs to be released. And just like with the neck, if there are any places in the hips that feel like they could use a little extra, give that to yourself. Let's reverse direction. Moving at your own pace, moving with your breath. Let's spiral these circles, smaller and smaller, until we come back up into a straight standing position. Now let's step the feet wider apart. The distance between the feet here is not so important, as you'll be able to adjust this distance anytime through this stretch. Let's interlace our fingers behind our back and press the arms straight, lifting up with the chest on an inhale, and exhale, hinging at the hips, folding forward. The knuckles on our fingers are going to lift up towards the ceiling or sky as we surrender the head to the heart, folding forward. You may adjust the distance between your feet or bend your knees slightly if that's more comfortable for you. On an exhale, gently release the hold on your hands and bring your hands down to your ankles. This next practice is where we'll shift our weight from side to side, gradually dipping deeper. So begin by shifting your weight from one side to the other, really feeling into the hip here as one leg straightens and the other leg slightly bends at the knee. Shifting your weight from one side to the other, taking a breath on each side, really feeling into the hips, hamstrings, and whole legs. When you're ready, begin bending one knee just a little bit more upon each shifting of your weight. Keeping the head and neck relaxed. Hands on the ankles or legs, grab what you can. And as you bend one knee, direct your vision looking over to the opposite side, dipping down a little bit deeper with each stretch. Moving at your own pace. We're going to begin to pick it up a little. Bring your hands down to the ground and walk your hands to one side as you dip a little deeper, sinking your hips down to one side. rotating the extended leg, flexing the foot up, finding your balance. And then swinging over to the other side, walking your hands over. An extended leg is going to rotate, flex that foot up, finding your balance. Inhale as you transition, lifting your hips and sinking your hips down to the other side. Exhale, rotating that leg, flexing the foot, finding your balance. See if you can sit up a little taller into this position. As you transition, you may walk your hands along the ground. And as you sit up a little taller, see if you can find more balance without using your hands for stability. Again, move at your own pace. Taking it up a notch, as you transition, don't bring your hands to the ground. Bring them to your chest in a prayer position, transitioning to the other side, opening your arms up, finding your balance. As you move at your own pace, finding your balance with each transition and each hold. At this point, you may find a different rhythm with your breath. Inhaling as you transition, exhaling as you sink deeper. Inhaling, and then exhaling as you rotate your leg, pulling your toes in and up. Inhaling as you transition, exhaling, sinking deeper, finding your balance. Inhale, and exhale, rotate that other leg up. Moving with your breath, finding a rhythm in this flow, and I encourage you to challenge yourself in this video and redo this session again, challenging yourself even further next time. Bring your hands down to the ground, straighten both legs, lifting the hips up for a wide-legged forward fold. Surrendering the head to the heart, letting the blood rush to the head, tapping into the heartbeat. Feeling the rootedness through the feet and legs. Bring your hands to your ankles, up to your knees, bend your knees, and round yourself up to a standing position. Moving on now into this evolved version of a Qigong Flow. Feet rooted in the ground, wide-legged stance, and our knees are going to be moving, bending just over our toes, so you can still see your toes. They're not dipping inwards, they're bending out. Tuck your pelvis under and forward, like you're scooping your pelvis, pulling the belly button in and up. Heart and chest lifting, shoulders back, arms rounding forward, palm facing palm connection. Shoulders are relaxed, tongue touching the roof of the mouth. Inhale, rise up from the crown of the head. Exhale, relax the head back and chin tuck slightly in. With our knees slightly bent, feeling rooted, we'll inhale and expand the space in between our hands. Exhale, contract the space in between the hands, focusing on the energy growing in between our hands. Cultivating a healthy ball of qi, or life force energy, condensed in between our hands as we breathe and move with our breath, growing and condensing. As we inhale, visualize pulling in fresh, healthy life force energy. Exhaling, condensing it into this ball of energy that we're growing. Let's take 2 more full breaths in and out through the nose. Pause briefly, hold the energy, and on an inhale, draw it up through the midline, straightening your legs and straightening your arms up overhead. Exhale, relax the shoulders, relax the arms as they float down along the sides, and sink down into a goddess squat as you press the air out of your lungs. Grab the chi, inhale and flow back up, straightening the legs, hands reaching all the way up. Continue this flow. Exhale, relax the shoulders, arms sink down into the goddess squat as you exhale completely. Flowing through this toroidal breathing, evolved with the goddess squat. As you exhale, sinking a little bit deeper this time, feeling the strength in the legs. Inhale, floating up, reaching up, Fill your lungs completely in through the nose and exhale controlled and slow out through the nose. Check to make sure your knees are not caving in, they're right over your toes. And continue this flow, taking nice full breaths, feeling rooted through the feet and tall upon an inhale. Burning through blockages on the inhale. Exhale as the smoke settles, feeling the strength in this fire direction. Releasing any stagnation, any unserving vibrations. Cultivating more balance and clarity. Let's inhale up to the heart center. Exhale, press the energy down as we switch directions. Turn the palms facing up and float the arms up as you straighten your legs. Look up to your hands at the energy in between. Exhale, draw the hands down through the midline as you sink down into the goddess squat. Repeat this, inhaling up, stretching and lifting up, feeling tall, rooted, and balanced as you exhale, pulling energy down through the midline. Inhale like evaporating water, hands in the clouds. Exhale, pull that rainwater down, washing through your midline. In this direction, the water direction, you can think of drawing essence, characteristics, anything you'd like to manifest in the physical, mental, emotional plane. As you inhale, you're gathering those qualities, and as you exhale, you're integrating them into the being. On this exhale, keep your legs straight and lower your hands down to your lower dantian, right over your baby. Step your feet in together, about hip and shoulder width, and check in, noticing any shifts within the physical, mental, and emotional. Next, we'll cultivate some more qi, just like we did before the first form. So bring your arms out, elbows leading forward, shoulders relaxed, palm facing palm connection, feeling the energy in between the hands. Next, we'll harmonize and smooth out the energy around the whole body. So inhale, the hands come all the way up. Exhale, drop the hands down behind the head, smoothing out and around, bring the hands in front of the neck, smoothing out the energy down the neck, cooling the heart as the hands drop down. Bring the hands around to your low back as you inhale, massaging your low back and kidneys. And exhale, bending forward, hands trace down the backs of the legs, exhaling completely. On an inhale, the hands come around to the tops of the feet. And as you continue to inhale, pulling the hands up to the insides and tops of the legs, hands come up about the level of the chest. Exhale as you draw your hands down your arms, spiral the hands around each other, and then move the arms back up, crossed behind the back of the neck, feeling your back and shoulders as you inhale and then exhale, drawing the energy down and around your face, cooling the heart again. Inhale as the hands come to your low back, massaging your low back and kidneys. Exhaling as you fold down, tracing your hands down the backs of your legs, flowing through again. Inhale, hands sweep around the tops of the feet. Inhaling as you come up, tracing the insides of the legs. Exhaling as the arms cross. Spiral the hands, cross the arms again, up overhead, feeling the shoulders and down the back. Exhale as the hands sweep around, down the face, cooling the energy through the neck, down past the heart. Inhaling around to the back, massaging the kidneys. Inhaling and exhaling as you bend over, flowing through again. Inhale the hands around the tops of the feet, coming up as you trace the inner legs, moving the hands up to your chest, crossing the arms. spiraling the hands around, feeling behind the shoulders, and exhaling down the front of the face. Inhaling as your hands drop down to your heart, moving the energy around to your back, and last time, massaging your low back, bending forward on an exhale, tracing the backs of the legs, inhaling the hands around and up through the inner legs. Keep inhaling and center yourself in your lower dantian. Take some nice full breaths in through the nose, moving the energy down into your lower dantian, into your womb. Fresh oxygenated blood channeling through into the growth of your baby. Feeling centered and strong. Feeling more than capable. Ready. Now relax the body, walk in place, and bring the hands together, rubbing your palms together. Rub them as fast as you can so that you can feel heat growing quickly in between your palms. We're going to use this energy, this heat, this chi, to give ourselves a chi bath, starting with the face. Brush the hands around the face, blessing, nurturing, and smoothing out all of the energies. Massaging any parts of the body that still feel like they have some excess tension. Neck and shoulders, jaw. Bring your hands down over your belly, over your baby. Blessing and harmonizing. Sending loving vibrations. Acknowledgement. This moment is for you to massage, move, or just be with any parts of your being that need a little bit more support. Ankles, knees, hips. And then finally we'll flick our fingers down, releasing any excess chi, any stagnant energy from the hands, giving it back to Mother Earth where it's recycled effortlessly. Shake it out, and we'll move into the final position. Find a comfortable place to take a child's pose, coming down onto your knees, relaxing the feet flat on the ground, sinking your hips down to your feet. You may keep your knees wide for more comfort, stretching the arms out straight and wide. Relax the head down onto the earth. Breathing into the heart, sinking your chest down to the earth, taking full breaths into this final resting pose. You may stay in this pose for as long as you'd like, and come back to this video to join me for some relaxing bedtime yoga that helps with the blood pressure. Get cozy in your bed and lay down onto your back. Grab hold of the knees and inhale, pull them closer to your chest. Exhale and direct your knees to one side, away and around, so we're making big circles with the knees. Feeling the shift in weight, feeling the subtle movements in the low back and in the hips. Reverse direction. Breathe as you move. Use your exhale to melt a little deeper into the bed. Inhale to bring awareness to any tension. Exhale, release that tension. Next, we'll come into happy baby. Bring your feet up and reach your hands grabbing on the outsides of both feet. Relax your legs, pull your knees open and down towards the bed. And you may keep your hands on the inside of your legs or hug around on the outsides, whichever feels comfortable. As long as you can grab onto your feet, relax and breathe, opening the hips, opening the legs. You may straighten one leg for a deeper stretch on one side and then the other. Exhaling as you stretch, inhaling as you transition, moving at your own pace, and using your breath as the ultimate tool for relaxing the body, relaxing the mind. Alternating one leg and then the other if that's what feels comfortable, or just hang out here in a regular happy baby. Next, we'll bring our legs down and prepare for the next position. We're going to have our feet up the wall, so you may use a pillow to support your low back, especially if you're doing this on the ground. But since we're doing this in a bed, I won't use a pillow to demonstrate. Bring your booty as close as you can to the wall. You'll have to open your legs here until you're as close as you can get, and then lift your legs straight up the wall, resting your heels onto the wall and relaxing everything else. Head, arms can open up, and just start to notice the sensations in your feet, in your ankles. Wiggle your toes. As the blood and the fluids move with gravity down the legs, your body is able to recycle and replenish fresh oxygenated blood and life force energy throughout your whole body and baby. Now let's bend our knees, bringing our feet in together with the bottoms of our feet touching, kind of like a butterfly pose. And we'll press into the insides of the knees to open the legs out, feeling the stretch in the hips. Breathing into the hips. Feeling the blood recycling through the whole body. You may flow through these poses any number of times to help get better rest and to regulate blood pressure. Feel free to repeat this practice throughout your week and your weeks to come. I've designed this video and all of the past videos and all of the videos to come after personally going through the experience of what it's like within that particular week, my experience as a yoga teacher, as well as a Qigong instructor, and after doing research online as to what other women have been going through in that particular week of pregnancy and what the baby is going through. Keep growing, flowing, and glowing with effervescent ease. And we'll see you next time.